Welcome back to Psych Alchemy. This is a follow-up to the anxious attachment activation strategies. In this video, we're going to talk about the avoidantly attached person's deactivation strategies. So with this deactivation strategy, what occurs is when closeness becomes too much, these deactivation strategies can often kick in, sometimes not even consciously. It's just this kind of subconscious patterning that started from childhood. So I wrote a few things down that I wanted to go over. So some of these deactivation strategies can be to deny your needs from others, like suppress that even from yourself, becoming kind of compulsively self-reliant. So often avoidantly attached people, they can have connections, but they're very limited. They do everything on their own, especially in relationship to emotions. Some other things can be avoiding someone. So not responding to texts or voicemails or taking a little bit longer to get back. The challenge with this is that oftentimes the person who is utilizing these deactivation strategies isn't aware that's why they're doing it. So they might say, I've just been busy at work, or I've just been busy with things. Whereas for the anxious, there's a part of them that recognizes you've actually been avoiding me. There's no point in telling someone that, but it's just helpful to understand. Some other things can be suppressing attachment-related thoughts or feelings. So this is where the person starts to become quite cold. Internally, they're actually disconnecting from anything that would make them want to connect. When I've worked with people with avoidant attachment, oftentimes once the anxious partner stops kind of going after them and they get a period of time, they actually reconnect to these thoughts about this person was actually really helpful. I really cared about this person. And oftentimes it's too late. So if you've dated avoidantly attached people, it's not uncommon for them to resurface days, weeks, months, or even years after the end of a relationship, because it takes them time to regulate again to where these very valid thoughts about connection and the importance of you start to kick back in. Another thing is to act mistrustful. This can happen with both people. But it is more common with avoidance. They become very distrustful of the other person meeting their needs, distrustful of the other person's motivations and their feelings. Also, another piece for deactivating is expressing a complete unwillingness to support, validate, or help their partner's emotions. The dysregulation that is common in relationships, they're like, get over it, I don't want to deal with it, those kind of things. Those are all deactivation strategies. The challenge with this is that this is what creates that push and pull with the anxious and avoidant, because as the anxious activates, the avoidant deactivates, which makes the anxious activate more, which makes the avoidant deactivate more, and then you start this cycle. So the last thing is that often avoidance will keep anger and resentment inside. So you won't know. You might feel it, but you won't know. And often what happens is when they do finally explode, if they do explode, all of this pours out that you were actually unaware of. Or that's where they will just all of a sudden sever and end the relationship, and people are like, what happened? I don't understand. So I hope that this was helpful in having a better understanding of the different attachment styles and the different conscious, subconscious, and unconscious patterns.